Three, two, one, and we are live. Welcome to the Chronoz Show. This is one of those. I think we usually do it on Fridays, but yeah, I think Saturdays is good. We're usually busy nowadays on Fridays and whatever. So, oh, I can hear myself on the other end. Hold on. There we go. I cut that off because I can hear on the other end. Anyways, so my name is Chronos, and I have here co-hosting is Ryan Drayson.
Hello.
How you doing, Ryan? What's going on, man?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Just here, just doing a whole lot of editing and working on stuff. On the private end, like little side jobs and just trying to stay afloat. Going to the gym often. Just losing weight and keeping track on that kind of stuff. But other than that, just trying to stay busy and keep moving and so forth. And today's podcast is more like I've been so busy that I didn't even know what we're going to talk about, but we just spoke about it a few moments ago. We got already ideas what we want to get into and so forth. But let's get straight to the introduction real quick. Let's throw in the intro and we'll get started.
Thunder, 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 Thundercats! Ho!
That intro song it's in my head because I think it's called oh shit. Then now it's out. Hold on. Let me get it real quick. It's like an arcade a song that comes from the arcade times. And I ended up like with my workouts, I needed new music. So I started to remix that use that song. So I'm putting in a lot of things. It's like a Metroid kind of feel. So Super Metroid, and I'm adding effects from things I found. I'm using let's see some who was it? James Leiter. I'm trying to reach out to him again. Some of his music is Metroid, so I'm trying to combine stuff together. And the song I'm editing, I was jamming to at the gym the other day just after I made it. It's still a lot work to do with that song I'm using from the intro. It's kind of into me. If I'm gonna have you see hear it, Ryan, it's on what do you call it, unlisted on YouTube.
All
when
right,
you when you make a video, it's listed. Only those can see this, the particular video when it's unlisted. Because I'm working on it. It's kind of like I said, it's like a private project. And I put in some effects of Metroid. I even put some Star Fox, Star Wars. I made like a space thing. It's like a space, like I say, kind of a feel. But anyways, let's get into the podcast and we'll get more into the musical part there later when when I get it done. But yeah, you know what do you want some of the subjects that we talked about, anything you want to go straight at talking about right away?
Yeah. One question quick before we do that kind of came to mind looking at watching the intro because we've had a lot of those guys come back. Have you heard from Phil or Tommy lately?
Phil and Tom, it's been a while in terms of since all that when the Miko was coming out, then it slowed down a little bit with things that were happening. I think a lot of it was hurt by a lot of the haters from what's that guy's name? Um, Pat the Nest Punk. Look, Pat the Nest Punk. He's a real asshole. Like that guy is a piece of shit. I'm gonna say it straight up because people like him with so much hate, they're calling out Pat like he's, how do you say, Tommy and and Phil and saying all these misinformation, lies, just trying to ruin the business. And I think that right now, that like I said, that kind of hurt from what I believe, but I think they're on track on things. I did talk to Phil not too long ago. Even Tommy, just little by little, I'll say hi, how you doing? We talk about things and just kind of what I know, what I feel is happening is just conversating with certain others. They're just staying behind the sidelines, meaning doing their thing. They're not, pushing things out right now, talking much because they're working on it. They want to make sure when the time is right, they're going to just come out and just start talking about or saying this is what's going to happen. But we're ready to go, and the games are ready, your system's ready. It's just like I said, you got to give these guys time, and I think they're doing it the smart way, and just like I said, not in terms of what other people were doing, trying to bash them around, and it pissed me off a lot. Just as much as I want to talk a lot of trash. What's going on, Frank Flint? It's just like I said. I do believe there's something coming. We just like I said, a little patience, and I'm always going to be a supporter. And we just gotta ignore the hateful people out there. Let's see, Ryan, you got a question?
Yeah, no, you can go ahead. You can ask me whatever you want. If I can't answer it or whatever, then I'll be honest about that. But no, you can ask whatever you want.
But Frank, what you got? What's the question? But in the meantime, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. It's just we got to give. I'm there to support, and like I said, they do. We talk back. Hey, what's going on, Zach?
Hey, Zach.
Zach, it's been some time. We got to play some Mario Kart. So yeah, oh my God, it's been a while. Just like I said, I've been so busy with the last, like I said, working out so often, staying busy, spending time with my son, and staying focused on my health is very important, and that's for everyone. Ryan, you got your kids. I know you're doing things with them, and just what we have to do is, as much as I want to start doing a whole bunch of, how do you say, content, I'm not like that as I used to be anymore. I will have it every now and then with a podcast when we get voice actors. Did you know the one voice actor, great respect, but she said at the moment she didn't have time. Was the voice actor who played Samus from Other M from Metroid. She responded back.
Oh, really?
And right now she's a little busy. So at least she says something, like, oh my God, it's like I love her. She's just great, when you come to, I forgot her name, but she's featured in my mixed video that the song I'm making. So again, the voice actor from let me get her name. It's right here. The voice actor from Metroid Other M, Jessica Martin. She just responded saying she's a little busy right now. I did ask for a podcast. I also asked for the woman who was a voice actor of Metroid Prime. She did some. This is separate lady. There's several of these ladies. So I'm working on a lot of other people. I've been shooting out just like who. Someone will pop up. When they have the time for it, and some people I want to go back to and see if I can have them. Retro Styles going on, dude. It's out of the blue. We don't usually do Saturdays. I actually did not even promote nothing. It's just to talk and let's talk a little shit. Let's talk some gaming. Let's in retro Retro Styles. Look, you got time? Jump in one of these days. Tonight, another night. Maybe we'll just, like I said, sometimes we just gonna talk, talk gaming. And Ryan, did we ever do a proper interview with you or ever on the podcast? Did we ever get your backstory?
The first time I was on. Yeah, the first time I was on.
We got to go back to that and talk more. Remind everyone about later. Like between me and you, do like a little like the next podcast and just talk about our life in gaming and how it all started for us. We'll do that again.
That would be awesome.
Let's see.
Retro Style. Ask this question.
Oh, Frank?
Do you have a Switch and do you want? Yeah. I generally accept anyone who wants to add me on Switch. My Twitter should be down below, I think, in the description. My Switch friend code.
Gotta have you back for at least an episode.
Sorry?
Sorry, I'm sorry, Mom. Go ahead. My
No
bad.
problem. Yeah, my Switch friend code is in my Twitter bio. I don't know it off the top of my head because it's just a bunch of random numbers as they always are. But yeah, you're welcome to send me a friend request. I generally accept any that come in. So, yeah, go ahead. Thank you for asking, but no need to ask. Just send. I'm happy to do that. 2 weeks away from Tears of the Kingdom. Yes.
Oh my God!
Excitement, hype, so much hype.
think,
I just found it. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You continue. Right.
I just found out today. My son wanted to trade some stuff, and he got a PS4 at one of our local GameStops, where I have my TOTK copy pre-ordered. I found out they're doing a midnight launch, so I'm like, I have the Friday off. I am going. This is the first midnight launch I've done since the GameCube came out. Honestly, it's been a long time. So I'm super excited.
I'm gonna have to check.
I'm super excited to play it.
I have to check my local GameStop if they have midnight, because they haven't done that in this area in a while, or at least I haven't been checking, because I guess before COVID, a little bit before then, and during COVID, they stopped doing all those things. So yeah, maybe they're back at doing that. So if they do have a midnight launch, I do gotta. I'm planning to take. Let me see. It's gonna be a Friday. I want to take at least. Well, my son's most likely he'll be with my parents. He usually likes visiting the grandparents, so and it would just be me for the weekend. Oh, heck yeah, man! I have no interest in streaming the game because I'm not as a streamer as I used to be. If I stream something, it's probably gonna be Mario Kart. Just usually what I stream when I really, I should do one later on. Go do like a big old tourney or whatever you call those, and just play Mario Kart. But back to Zelda, just man, I'm trying not to see too much on the game, but it's just and there's one that just I think Nintendo has a new video out. I'm just done. I don't want to see no more. I've seen enough, and I'm freaking hyped more than anything. And I've been playing this game here since we're talking. Let me actually get to there's one game that I'm actually playing right now before I'm trying to finish it. Then I'm gonna go into a little bit Breath of the Wild. But this game right now, let me see if I can do a share screen. And pull out the game that I'm playing right now. It's called Immortals Phoenix Rising. Man, it's addicting, and I love playing this game. So let's see if you guys haven't seen it. How does it look on the screen? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna play this trailer. Just watch it. We can talk through it if you want to. Let me see. Go to here and let's play real quick.
Typhon is free. You need my help. Let the tale of Phoenix be my redemption. Oh, no, not another of your boring stories. How long is this going to take?
Well, if you guys haven't played this game, this is an excellent game.
We don't have much time. He will be here soon.
Just like the options if you want to play, more difficulty or easy. There's so much to do in the game. It's like Breath of the Wild, kind of, sort of, but
I'm not in stories.
You're literally all we've got.
I'm going to need allies to go up against Typhon.
The vanquished gods need to be
and it is a beautiful game too. You switch. It plays very nice.
Hephaestus. Athena? I'm looking for Ares.
I am he.
You can have her as your character, or you can actually have a guy. Choose a guy or girl, whatever. So you can design them how you want. Like my girl looks like her, but long hair. Kind of like what kind of tattoos you want on her face or whatever. The trailer does a good job. It gets you all pumped.
Now we're talking.
You gotta save a lot of the gods. Get the powers back, and I think I'm on the final one.
May the light of 1,000 forges guide your way.
The only thing I won't do is I'm not gonna buy.
Grow stronger
There's
by the
options
hour.
where you can
I
pay
swear
like
to you that
$5 or
soldier shall be our
$20 to get all these
salvation.
packs.
Now it's up to me to prove it.
Immortals Phoenix Rising, available December 3rd.
So that
Looks
game,
good.
you never seen that before?
I think I've seen like a trailer. Maybe there was a demo at some point. It looks familiar, but no, it looks really good.
Let's see.
Yes,
retro.
retro.
We were just talking about that. Ryan mentioned it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit for sure. They are awesome, and the hype is I'm feeling that too.
I would say, go ahead, Ryan.
No, go ahead.
I'm just trying to finish with the whole how do you say, the game we just showed, Immortals on Phoenix Rising. Is just kind of it's just so massive, so much to do. All the lands you got to go by, just like big giant land piece like Zelda is, or Breath of the Wild is just. It's just too much and that to do, and I'm not gonna do everything. I'm doing a lot of it and just enjoying it for now. I'm trying to get it done within the next day or two, and then I can go back to Breath of the Wild and get some of that get that feel of Tears of the Kingdom, because watching the trailers that I have seen, it's just, even seeing Ray Stratus, he's got he's got the game, he's a Nintendo ambassador, and he was showing some videos on his channel, and I saw another one or two, but like I said, I try to stop watching it now. But just all the stuff, Zelda's going to be so massive. That's going to be the only thing I'm going to be playing for a while. Or at least I don't want to rush through the game just to get the story as much as I want to. I want to enjoy, the game. I think with all the hours I'm going to put in within the weekend it comes out, I want to do a proper week of playing as much as I can. And then that following Friday or Saturday, on whatever time me and Ryan can meet up, and then probably that Saturday, and let's do our first impressions after we played at least a week of the game.
Yes, yeah, I would love to do that. That sounds awesome.
I know LAETITIA says that she will be there that day, so I'm setting up with her because she's a big Zelda fanatic, and I want to ask Ray if he wants to pop in. He pops in every now and then, if he's just to give his first impressions too as well. But we'll see. But it'll be a nice podcast, virtual podcast to do and talk about some our first impressions for Zelda. So
Frank, I saw you gave a little more follow up. I would say you could drop it in chat, but possible that I might either miss it or after we're done, I might forget to copy it down somewhere. Send me a message on Twitter. Direct message on Twitter if you want, or just add me, and I get on pretty often. I'll probably be on later tonight, so if you send something over, I will give you the approval or whatever they call it when you friend someone on the Switch. So I think with Retro Styles talking about being hyped for Pixel Remaster coming out on Switch and on PlayStation 4. Honestly, hype, but also it's about time. No idea why they launched that with just PC and mobile only. That was one of my biggest disappointments of that E3, was that they're like, oh, it's only on PC and mobile. It's like, these are console games. Why are they not on consoles? Clearly, they can run fine. But I think we're getting the better versions. They're the more updated versions, because they've got they look like modernized pixel art. Modernized just meaning like there's more color palette to work with than like the SNES or the NES had. But you get orchestral or original music options. And one of the biggest things that I didn't like when they came out is the font is too tall, narrow, hard to read. Sometimes it's in red or yellow instead of white, and it's really hard to read against the blue that Final Fantasy uses for text boxes and stuff. But I'm very excited to have them all on console now. They just came out, was it like last week before? Anyway, we got the most recent trailer to launch with the.
Is it on a Switch yet or not yet?
It's on the Switch now, all 6. So this is Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4.
I barely saw a glimpse of it, and I forgot what was I doing. I think it was on Twitter for like a photo, but so I haven't even seen the trailer. So I'm excited to see this right now.
Yeah, let's give this a watch.
Can you hear it?
Yep.
So let's see. Let me get this out of the way. I think out of the 6, have you played them all, Ryan?
No, I played like a very little of 1 and 2 when it came out on the Game Boy Advance. That kind of package, it was like Dawn of Souls or something it was called. I've played 6 through 2. I've never got past I think it's Omega Weapon or like Omega Dragon or something on the island in the sky, the island in the sky where you kind of go from the world as it is to the last bit of the game before you fight the final boss. Yeah, I've never been able to get past that, but other than that, I've never played 3, 4, or 5, and 1 and 2 I only played like a very little bit, so I wouldn't even really count that I've.
Wait, did you buy it yet, or?
Yeah, I bought all 6 of them.
How much was it just for the pack?
So if you get them all you can buy them as like a bundle on the eShop.
Okay.
So yeah, you can buy them on the eShop separately or as a bundle. There was a physical release, but Square kind of botched that, and it was done like early in the morning. Nobody really got one. You buy it on the eShop, either the bundle. I only know the Canadian prices, but the bundle is $99.99 for all 6 games Canadian. So I'm gonna guess that's probably about like $79.99 American, approximately. If
for one game?
No, that's for all 6.
Yeah, I'll probably get one game for now.
So for one game, for the first 2, again Canadian, $13.99 Canadian. So you're probably looking under $10 American.
You know what I should do is start with 1. And why get the whole pack? I mean, I'm not gonna play them all. Start 1, get through it, but this will be after Tears of the Kingdom. Then I'll end up trying that out because I love the music. And that's what wants me to go back to Final Fantasy, because I played 7 to 7. I've tried the other ones here and there throughout my growing up, but that's one series I would love to do all 6, and because I've done 7 passionately, and then so it'll be good. So I think I could start with the first one.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And so the 3 through 6 are like slightly more about like $10 more expensive. I think that's a good way to do it if you're not sure kind of how much you want to spend, or if you have like a specific one that you like, go for that one. I just want to have all of them on all on one system, so I was super excited, bought them all. I don't have time to play them right now, so but eventually.
Yeah, I'm not money doesn't grow on trees for me, so that's why I have to.
Yeah.
I got like games I can that I have here that I know. Like I'm trying to do what I can just to look what I'm going to sell to get Tears of the Kingdom. I got it reserved, but I got games that I have that are sitting there that I don't touch, that I've been given as gifted or so, and I don't need them or I don't play them. I've been loving the heck out of Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. It's just I bought it before, then and I got it not too long ago, and I'm like, holy moly, why didn't I play this game? But either way.
I can appreciate that. It's hard to like. I know people like to collect, and people love games. They love different franchises. They love gaming in general, and it's hard to kind of weigh that against like you have to. We're all adults here, at least as far as I know. I don't know everyone in the chat, but adults, you have real adult life and adult responsibilities, and unfortunately, those things don't always balance out how you want them to. I've certainly been there myself before. All of my GameCube games and some of the older games that I had over the years when I first had my kids, those are all gone. And I'm never gonna for what they go for now. Some of them, and I'm never gonna see those again. It's hard. It's hard making those choices, but I know your situation is tough, and I hope that it improves for you soon. But
yeah, definitely going through the little things here and there. I'm trying to make sure that I got the like I said, it's good to get only what you it's not saying I don't really need to, but I want to, and I think the only I can't buy everything I want. I can't, like I said, I got to take care of the issues, and certain things at home, and just like you're saying, and things will collect and they will pick up. Things will get better. Like I said, I don't want to. Like I said, I used to drown myself in my how do you say, in my sorrow, or like feeling like depressed or so, and I try, and I don't want to go that level. I just try to, like, I'm playing my games where I got here at home. I only get what I want. I'm not a collector like I used to be. I'm just trying to be careful with what I spend, and like most of my time is for Luigi right now, my 4-year-old son, and I know you got little kids too, Ryan, and that's what we put our time into. Is much as we want to play all the games in the world, and when we get that time, and like right now, like I would actually be playing right now, let's say before or after, but I'm working on a project trying to earn some extra money and things like that. And from a photography job I've done, I gotta, trying to find what to do until, like I said, things work out. I got help from family, things like that. And it's good to always have a backup plan and so forth. And like I said, but yeah, it's really good to just like everyone's got to play Tears of the Kingdom. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? How do you
Lopez, Superman fan?
I was gonna say something else. Hold on, give me a second. Is this because it's spelled differently? Joel. Was that what I was gonna call him? Oh wait, we got. Hey, dude, how do we pronounce your name right? We got to do it right. It's Jael. Jael.
Yeah, it looks like Jael. Jael.
It's because yeah, that dude's straight up cool. That's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Jael. Okay, he's just sorry if I don't want to butcher it, but yeah, he's a really cool guy. He's always on the he's on the Facebook friends, just like I got you, Ryan. There's only a few people that I have that like on Facebook. I don't get too, how do you say, I don't like getting too personal with the whole world, and like a lot of the people I met when I started streaming in the beginning only those certain people I like to keep as more like personal friends. When you talk good stuff. Also known as Nintendo Power. Yes, of course.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it's kind of always keeping the good people with you. Like I had friends that in the beginning or didn't realize how young they were, and they would always like I said, when they would text you, you don't know the age groups, but when you get to know the people personally, you keep in touch with the good people. So
yeah.
there's a few friends that I'd let go. So
yeah, Facebook I mostly use. I have you on there, like you said, but mostly is just like people that I know in real life, and then Twitter is the people that I like have stuff in common with, like video games, like comic books or whatever. That's just how I do it. But yeah, for someone that I'm closer with, then yeah, I would.
I think I've had a few phone calls with you, and
Yeah.
I think there's throughout I started streaming at 2017. I did it for a few years, but then I just do the podcast now.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot with the toxic people and certain people who were your friends, like other people who like to collaborate with you. And not too long ago, I recently seen a lot of certain individuals, or a few of them, that you just realize, damn man, you feel like you're used, and you just kind of and they're doing their own thing now. They, it's just something I don't want to say names and things like that. But there's some people that, like I said, you thought were really cool, but then you're like, fuck that shit. It's just like I'm over those type of people, and you never know if it just depends on how I relate to one of them. Sometimes I want to say something because how you felt you were treated, and if it ever gets to that point, but I don't want to be like the podcast to turn into trying to talk trash or someone, things like that. I try to keep things more positive. But like I said, I recently just had enough of certain individuals and how people act, and they want to cry about this, cry about that. Don't do this, don't do that, because whatever. Long story short, just keep the good friends behind you, or with you, or, on the side, you can always go back and talk to, and, kind of thing. So,
yeah, it's unfortunate, but like the way people can be sometimes, you need to know what's healthy for you to have in your life, what kind of connections are healthy for you and what kind are not. It's a hard lesson to learn, I've found, because I like to try and be nice to basically everyone as much as I can, but sometimes you realize like, oh, they're taking advantage, or oh, they don't really like you're nice to them and they're not nice to you back. They may not be mean, but you can kind of read between the lines and see like, they're not good to you. I try to still kind of sometimes be good to people like that, but there comes a point where I'm like, no, it's now becoming to me like it's draining me emotionally, or it's harming me emotionally to do that. I don't like that. I don't like that I have to realize that, and that I can't just be how I want to be sometimes. But the honest reality is you got to take care of yourself too. You got to be treated with respect and kindness by the people in your life, or at least know if you're trying to help someone who's not like that you know what to expect from them, and it's not hurting you. It's hard though. It's hard. It's too bad that people can't just be good to each other. But I don't know. That's kind of a digression, I guess.
Just the gaming community, I've noticed within at least the last 2 years, the most, and how toxic it gets, and when I try to involve myself in certain conversations, like I will say quickly the thing with Intellivision Amico, and seeing that side of haters who were against it, and or other subjects, or even if I get in touch, talk to people on Facebook when it comes to a particular movie that comes out, there's a lot of hate towards movies like The Little Mermaid and things like that. A lot of things are getting like, it's either people are just very racist, they're very negative, they don't want to, if you don't want to see something, don't see it. It's so much toxic stuff. But again, back to the gaming side, a lot of it's happening on the gaming community. Even like some of my some friends that I had that I don't have no more. It's just you see a lot of that. But yeah, either way. Anyways, let's see. What was another? Did you want to finish saying something, Ryan, before we get to the next topic?
Yeah, I was just gonna say we just watched the Pixel Remaster videos. What's your favorite Final Fantasy?
Mine?
Yeah.
My favorite one. I tried back and forth to some of the first 6 here and there throughout my years, but I never really completed any of them.
Yep.
Even some of the newer ones I picked through them. I think somehow is it 16 is just coming out.
Yeah, sometime this year, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking, if I have the time, and the things are good. But right now, my favorite of all time is Final Fantasy VII. It's just that's the one that I got more emotionally caught up with the story, and all the back and forth with the main character and Cloud and Sephiroth and all of them. It's the music was, oh my god, it's the music that really helps you with the story. A great story, a lot of battling and fighting, but I choose to play the original than the remake, whatever.
Yeah.
I won't even bother playing those. It's just the when it came out on the Switch, I couldn't believe it came out on the Switch. I need to go back to that. So it's one of the games that I will go back to and finish it, and keep pumping up my characters and get the highest levels I can. But so yeah, that would be mine. What about yours?
Just quickly, I want to throw out, if you want, in chat, anyone watching in chat, feel free to say what your favorite Final Fantasy game is, if you have one. Mine, it's a tie. 7 was my first 7. I will always love the characters. I love almost every character in that game. Yuffie can die in a fire, but the rest of them, I just don't like her because she steals all your materia. And she's annoying.
Oh yeah.
All the rest of them, even I think it's pronounced. It looks like it's spelled Kate Sith, but it's actually pronounced. It's a Scottish Gaelic kind of mythology name. Cat She. Even him when like stuff goes down with him, and like at first I'm like, I hate him, but then later on when they kind of tell you exactly what's going on with that character, I'm like, oh okay. I don't totally like him. I don't totally like what he's doing, but like his character's not bad. I can appreciate what they did with that one. But then I would say it was tied with Final Fantasy 12. Just has such a good world building. Again, the characters are almost all really good, other than the main one you play as, like when you're walking through towns and stuff. Vaughn. Once you have the party together, he's kind of then no longer. He doesn't really have anything more to do in the story. He doesn't really have much of a personality beyond what you saw up to that point. So that's kind of unfortunate. But the other 5 are all like amazing, well-written characters. The story of the game is really good. It's very interesting. It takes a basic kind of like the Empire is bad and they're attacking, and then adds complexity to that, makes it really interesting. It was just fun to play. It's kind of like it takes the strategy of Final Fantasy and adds a bit more action into it, but without taking away that kind of Final Fantasy feeling. So yeah, I would say those 2 are my favorites.
Cool.
I guess also kind of to follow up on what are you playing right now? You had said about the Immortals Phoenix Rising. I've been fortunate between like Christmas gifts and birthday gifts and just having a little extra money here and there from work, that I have probably more games than I need to have to try and manage to play. So I'm trying to play through a bunch at a time. Again, in the comments, feel free to say what you're playing right now. I'm going through Sonic Frontiers, the Kirby and the Forgotten Land, I think it is, the new one, not the newest one that's a remake, the one where he like eats the car.
Okay.
Free to play game called Sky and Children of the Light, I think it's called. It's by the people that did Journey for the PS3. And finishing up Game Builder Garage. I bought like a long long time ago. It's just kind of a fun, basic programming game. So if you don't like the idea of making your own games, I guess it's probably not that good. But I don't know, it's fun enough. Do you want to move on to the next thing that we have the trailer for?
Yeah, sure.
Talk about the Mario movie, how that's doing.
Yeah. So Mario, go ahead. You lead that one.
Okay, so Mario is on track. The Mario movie is on track to hit $1 billion, like $1 billion in ticket sales, not $1 billion profit. I don't know how much the movie cost to make, but it's doing very well. It just launched in Japan. So
Is that Wednesday?
I don't know what the specific date was. If you got something pulled up, that might say when the launch date was in Japan.
I think it was just about Wednesday or Thursday. It came out. It just came out. It was like late at the end of the month, Japan, and that's just like, I don't know why they had to wait so long. Oh wait, did someone tell me? I forgot. I still don't get it. Even still, why that Japan had to wait for it to come out. That even one of the creator of Mario Bros is a Japanese guy, right?
Yeah.
But still, that's where the love of Mario is usually, besides with all, the entire world, but a lot of the love comes from Japan. But either way, they just got it, and their numbers are probably going to be real big. And maybe you think by Sunday or next week, you think they'll hit the 1 billion mark?
I don't know how close it was, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does by the end of the weekend. I wouldn't be surprised if it does at all. And I've seen a couple of things here and there from some people that like to kind of, I would call them kind of like Twitter influencers, not quite like brand ambassadors for Nintendo, but they talk a lot about video games and they're pretty knowledgeable. I see people commenting that like, it's also kind of helping the sales on probably not on Mario Kart, because Mario Kart will sell no matter what, but like on Mario Odyssey, on some of the Mario parties, maybe on Switch, just any of like the Mario games on Switch are seeing a little bit of a boost because the movie came out, and so more people have attention on it, and more people are like, oh yeah, this is a video game and I like this when I was younger, maybe, or whatever is kind of reminding them about it. It's cool to see like that's actually beneficial, because with the other kind of big thing that I follow is comic books, and with comic book movies, like Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out next week. There will be like basically that's going to be awesome, but there will be like no impact on the comic sales, like almost none whatsoever. The same number of people will come into the comic shop, the same number of people, basically, maybe a few more fans will buy Guardians, but like no one who doesn't normally come into a comic book store will go into a comic book store and buy those, and they're not easy enough to come by in like on a rack in a Walmart or anywhere that's not a comic book store. So I don't know, I guess maybe it's because the games are sold places that people that aren't fans go, but it's interesting, and it's nice to see that it's actually kind of the movie doing well is impacting that people want to play the games.
I think I've seen it. I just saw it 2 days ago again. I saw it for the third time with Luigi.
Awesome.
I watched it the first time with my older son. He's 20, and then myself and Luigi.
Yeah.
But Luigi wanted to go 2 more times, and I tried to tell him those last 2 times, do we have to go dressed up? Let's just wear our hats. It's like, no, he's like, we got to go dressed up. So, all right, come on, let's put everything on. We go to watch the movie all dressed up. But I think that's it. I don't think he's going to want to go see it again, because we'll probably wait for it, and for, let's say, Blu-ray or something like that. But yeah, 3 times, I loved it each time. And my favorite part of the movie, I loved the whole movie, but I think was right when, Maria, I say Maria, I was like Mario. Mario actually gets beat up by Bowser, and then he's like all beat up, like he's gonna cry, kind of thing. That's the first time when I first saw it, I got teary, that first time, like, damn it, then Mario comes out. But the part when Luigi, what is he's holding the what do you call it?
Oh, the manhole cover and
Yeah, the cover, manhole cover, and then they got all like powered up, and that part is so awesome. And it's just, each time watching it, it just feels the same way. It's just amazing. And Luigi's just going crazy. I got to calm him down in this seat. And, so it's just the second time we watched it in the 4DX theater where I forgot that he's never been to a 4DX theater where then the whole movie is just the chairs are moving, they shake to the whole thing. And I don't know how many times that we get sprayed with water in our faces and Luigi's like freaking out. And the first 10 minutes of the movie, he's like, Dad, I want to get out. I want to go. But then he stayed calm and watched the whole movie, and then he got really into it when he liked getting sprayed with water in his face when something like that happened. So it's just kind of a different experience. It was 3D as well, and I had to convince him to leave his glasses on. He kept taking them off, but so yeah, it's a work in progress. But either way, it was fun watching the movie the third time, and yeah, hitting that billion mark is amazing. It's kind of expected that it was going to do so well, and I always felt it from the beginning. And if we talked about before with all the, whether it's Rotten Tomatoes or other reviewers were just hitting it hard, like acting like, oh, this is terrible, from people who never played video games before, or they're not Nintendo fans or Mario fans, and I just know that I was like, man, this movie's going to be good. I thought maybe there was going to be. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I ever felt when we first heard about Chris Pratt, and like I was saying, it was fine. The entire movie is fine. And people are a little upset or they get mad about Seth. What's his name? Who plays Donkey Kong?
Oh, Seth Rogen. Yeah.
People are like, oh, Seth Rogen is the same way. His laugh's all the same. People get mad over the dumbest shit. Like whatever, man. It's like, but like the rest of the movie, like I said, it was so great, and it's gonna be like a whole bunch more movies. You got more Mario movies. You got probably a Zelda, Metroid, whatever. How it's just Nintendo's just they're on a roll right now, and just their sales when DVDs come out, Blu-rays and all that, and the toys are out right now. They're killing it right now, and something that Sonic couldn't do. But you remember Sonic came out much later. Mario has more nostalgia. Sonic was like the 90s, and Mario was like a little bit before the 80s, and with the arcade and all that stuff. So in the movie, watching it the third time, I was catching more references that I maybe missed the first time or didn't pay attention to it, and I just saw more. And it's great. All the even the reference, because I recently watched the Mario Bros. The 1993 film with the live action guys from John Leguizamo and the other guy, I forgot his name, but the live action one versus. And man, I can't believe anyone liked that freaking movie, the live action one. It is complete fucking mess. It is bad. It is terrible. I can't believe I didn't see it. If I was a kid, I loved Mario Bros. As a kid growing up in the 80s. I'm so glad I didn't go to the theater to watch that movie in the 90s when it first came out, because I would have been like, what? Like it was just trash, and I was like, "Fuck, man!" I was like, I watched the whole movie. Like, what the hell were people watching back then? It was just so bad. And I don't know, but either way, they did a thing where Mario and Luigi did like little kind of like thing with their hands in the movie, the live action, and they were doing the same thing within
kind of like thing, like how the commercial is a callback to the Super Show. Like
the Super Show did that too?
No, not the hand thing. The hand thing is a reference to the movie. The commercial that they like their Mario Brothers plumbing commercial from the start of the movie is I guess it's like the theme or similar to the theme. Mario Brothers. Yeah, so they're like not only referencing the games a ton, but like there's actual things from these other Mario things that we remember.
It's all the games, the other. I mean, movies. And there was an explosion where Mario and Luigi are sitting on the ground, and the wall is blowing behind them. And if you look closely with the wall, the bricks, someone had paused it, and I saw it on YouTube where it was actually a Mario Bros. Head from like the Pixel one from like how Mario Bros. Face looked like in the first game. On the NES, you saw the image within the blocks that were blown out. So as you could see so much Oh my god! I think there's going to be more to find the more I see it. But anyways,
yeah, it seems made to be watched multiple times if you want to catch all the little details that they put in it. So that's cool.
is there something else? Let me see. We got the Japan thing. The billion. Did you want to talk about? Was there another topic? We are at 50 minutes. We got like a good 10 minutes. 10, 15.
Yeah, I think we said we might talk about the last piece of the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC dropped, the additional story content. That just dropped last week. They announced it the week before. Nintendo's trying to kill us with all the content that's coming out ahead of Tears of the Kingdom, but
how do you keep up with all this stuff, man? Like I
don't know. Like I pre-bought it, so I'm just like, oh yeah, this is coming out. But I expected they would announce it and give a little bit more notice. But yeah, let's watch the trailer and then we'll talk about it a little bit.
Okay, let's see. Get the volume here.
Niall! Granddad!
Matthew,
Granddad!
take care of Niall. The future.
Granddad!
It's in your hands, Matthew.
What is that? That weapon. Can't be a blade.
All right, break it up. You want to scrap? You scrap with me.
I don't normally stoop to this. Such duplicity is beneath me. The clockless.
What do you want to do? Shulk.
Careful!
I like your attitude, kiddo. I'll show him a thing goes free.
I put two philosophies together to double my power. Chosen over for the appointed breakthrough.
Polar power. It's a good moment for us. Lord!
Let's see it, Glimmer. Here I go.
With or without Mobius, nothing will change.
Niall?
In the end, people always kill.
Great, like anime kind of feel.
I heard about that from Melly.
Yeah.
A gift from Alvis, she called it.
This it?
Yes. The Liberator's base of operations.
Is this how badly you wish to erase us? My God.
But now I'm glad I'm here. Glad I can choose for myself.
Honestly, just knowing who I'm meant to be fighting, that's the biggest thing of all.
Even having built the perfect world for themselves, humans yet desired the beyond.
Matthew. Always in fantasy land.
Looks like one of those games that looks amazing, looks great, and looks like it's gonna get you kind of emotional. You think?
Yeah, they're heavy on story. They are very anime, and often there's some fan service to the design. So they're like a little. Outfits can be a little revealing. They always have swimsuit costumes, but
swimsuit costumes. Let's go.
Yeah. The thing that I love about them is it's always about like what is the value of life and being able to choose for yourself rather than being forced to go along with something that that isn't right or doesn't work or hurts people. The villains, usually there's some villain that's just always like he wants to destroy everything or he wants to make everything the way that he wants it to be, and you're fighting against that and like for the value of the connections that you make with people in the game. So it has some pretty deep, interesting themes. In that, it's nice to see from what I've heard. I have not touched it yet. I'm waiting till after I get and play Tears of the Kingdom. They give it full attention. But so Xenoblade 3, the main game, is a good jumping on point for people. It does reference the other games, but not in such a way that you need to know them or have played them to understand what you're playing. From what I understand, the DLC, the Future Redeemed that we just watched, you need to have played at least the base game of 1 and 2 and 3, obviously. But if you're
going to be lost,
you can't play it outside of 3. You have to have played them all, because like not just like Shulk is the main character of 1 and Rex is the main character of 2, but like to understand kind of like things they're bringing back and putting in the game. It's very much where 3 itself, the base game, is like a good Xenoblade for new players as much as it is for fans. Xenoblade 3's DLC, the Future Redeemed DLC, is a game designed for the fans and designed to like kind of bring everything from the other 2 and the third one all together and wrap it up in like a really satisfying kind of way. So I'm very excited to play that. They're always very like heartfelt, emotionally, like they pull at your heartstrings kind of stories. You get really invested in the characters and what's going on with them. So I know it's going to be good. And the preview looked really good. So I'm really looking forward
you lived them all. You pretty much played them all, right? Everything up to date?
Yeah, that DLC is the only one I haven't played. I have even played X for the Wii U, which is, I guess, unrelated, other than like it's the same franchise, and supposedly it may connect somehow, but like it's not part of this trilogy of games. So yeah, of the 3 or the 4 full games and the 3 DLCs, this new DLC is the only one that I haven't played. And yeah, I have enjoyed every single one. And it's awesome to see them like closing it off. That the director who did Xenogears and Xenosaga and never got to tell the full story that he wanted to with either. Xenogears was a one-off game, and Xenosaga was a trilogy, but he didn't get to kind of finish what he wanted to do with it. That he finally has like told his whole complete trilogy, and that Nintendo believed in the company enough to purchase them. It's nice to see that he got the chance to do what he wanted to do. But I don't know. I'm a big fan of it, so I can only have.
Yeah, I know you are for sure. And I remember when the first one came out, I really wanted to give the time for it, but it was so massive. Or was it one of the first ones? Or it's so cool. I liked it a lot, but it's just massive for me. And then I guess I was playing other things, and I know I would enjoy it, but right now, again, with having put in time with other things right now, like, that would be like now. I'm thinking after Tears of the Kingdom, I think that's what I'm probably thinking of going to some of my retro stuff on my Super Nintendo and replace Chrono Trigger. But I want to try the 1 through 6 of the Final Fantasy. But so it'll be a while. Got to make the time for it. But yeah, I know it's a good story, and I know you love that stuff.
I do. I do love Chrono Trigger though too. Speak you said about that. Chrono Trigger, I don't know, do you have any, like, because we're kind of wrapping up, do you have any games that you would like to see on Switch that are not on Switch yet? Like things that could just be older games that they could easily bring over, or maybe they could remaster and make them look a little more
you know what I'm going to say. Most people know it, or one of them. I would still wish on Twilight Princess. I'm wishing on that. I mean, give me Twilight Princess. It's just Wind Waker. More Twilight Princess. I would I wish like the what do you call it? When you got the NES game, Super NES game, Genesis. Well, for NES, I wish they'd put out like Batman and Super NES. Batman Returns. I wish they would bring some of those games and that they leave them out. It's just, maybe it's just copyright stuff, or I don't know, no permissions for. I don't know what it is. So it's just some of those original games that I grew up with. Especially, I mean, if Chrono Trigger came out on the Switch, I probably wouldn't go too crazy, because that's one thing about Super Nintendo is I love playing on my original Super Nintendo. I like playing this. I have it with me. Where's my controller? I got it all right next to me. Let's see, where's it at? Got my NES, my Super Nintendo. Like, I'm planning to put it back up. Shit, I gotta fix all my stuff. I even got my zapper.
Oh, man.
So,
You got an
like,
original.
This is the original? I got two of them. I got a red one and the
Yeah, like the orangey red one is apparently. I only know this because of Splatoon 2 has them in as weapons. The orangey red one is the 89 model, 1989 it came out, and the gray was 987, I think. Like there's a couple years difference, but like the gray one is the first one apparently. At
the only way I'd rather. Go ahead.
No, sorry, I was done. Go ahead.
The only game I'd rather play. Wait. Damn it! I gotta find it. Give me a second. Some of the games I have for Super are like some of the games I'd rather play on the Super, you know, or of course, Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
It's just I just love, and you can't go wrong with. I don't know if it's my favorite. Is it my favorite controller ever? I love playing it because just when you play on the Switch, it's just not the same when you're playing through the original Super Nintendo controller.
That's fair. Yeah, the Super Nintendo is a good controller. It's a very good controller.
You know, I didn't have an issue with what do you think of the 64 controller?
I like it well enough. I don't get people that are like, you need 3 hands to hold it properly. There's always some part of it that's not really useful. So you only need to mainly hold the middle and the right side, or maybe sometimes the left side and the right side. But no, I think it's fine. And I think the GameCube was a huge improvement over the N64 controller.
Oh, yes.
But I think the N64 controller was decent enough for when it came out. I never hated it, I would say. I liked it, I think, more when it was like the only 3D thing that can control 3D games that we had. I'm just a Nintendo fan.
I just found this.
I like it a little less, but no, it's good. It's good enough.
I found this in my stuff not too long ago.
Oh, the Wave Bird.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, what the fudge?
Yeah, there was a time where that was like the only really good wireless controller. Like nobody else could figure out how to do that properly for some reason. Now it's the normal way to play, but like something about how they set you could change the dial on it and it changed the signal. Seemed to solve whatever problem otherwise with wireless controllers. But yeah, it's strange now. Like everything does that, no problem. But back in the day, the only way to play wireless on any system was like they were Sony and Xbox. They had good games, but they're wireless controllers back in the day.
I remember one of my favorite controller moments is when the Rumble Pack came. When the Rumble Pack came in, that was like, oh my lord, that was just. I remember the feeling. If I think about it hard enough, I remember just feeling like. I mean, I got Rumble Pack. I got an original one. It's just like buried in my stuff, but it's just kind of those memento times that we grew up with as kids and playing those systems for the first time. But shoot, man, maybe we can go back in one of our future episodes and talk about our retro favorites systems and like we've done before, and maybe how can we make it a little different than what we've done before. But I think in about 2 weeks. We'll see if we'll do that next week, but I know in 2 weeks we're gonna do, or the week after Tears of the Kingdom comes out, we're gonna do a first reactions for Tears of the Kingdom, because I'm hearing things and I'm watching things, and did they really go back to traditional dungeons? I'm hoping so. At least
yeah,
because. That's, dude, I just can't wait. Is Zelda going to be playable? People are saying. I don't know. That's because I don't know. We'll see. They need to make this, because at first I'm thinking, is this going to be exactly like Breath of the Wild? I see the gameplay looks just like it, maybe slightly better or the same. But I don't know. But still, I've been seeing so much, or trying. Then I'm trying to stop myself from seeing so much. I'm getting so hyped, and I think the game they haven't. I don't think we've seen anything yet. We have not seen nothing yet. There's so much
Yeah.
they're hiding.
Yeah.
More story to it. I think the story is going to get us compelled into it. I don't want to see people are going to go. There's those people, and I hate it when people think they're going in. They're just trying to rush through the game and just like as fast as they can. But
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see. I want to see the ending for the first time without seeing nobody else's. I want to get to it on my own.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch no videos. I'm gonna stay away from all that because it'll take me a few weeks, maybe. How long do you think it'll take you to beat Tears of the Kingdom or a game like that? It's pretty massive.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends how much I decide I want to explore. That's my same as the original Breath of the Wild. My main interest is to just go and explore random things. They got like holes and caves going into the ground. I want to see what's down there as soon as I can. Exploring the Sky Islands, and a lot of them seem to be like puzzles just on their own. Seeing if there's any dungeons, I want to explore those. I'm basically not thinking about how long is it going to take. I'm thinking about like what do I want to do first. Even thinking about like there's Koroks in it. They've shown the Koroks are back in it. So
the Koroks, explain the Koroks.
So in Breath of the Wild, the Koroks, when you found them, you had to do these little puzzles sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And you get the seeds, and it would upgrade
Yes.
weapons you could hold. And then if you found them all, which I ended up doing, you get this what looks like a massive pile of golden turd, and it makes the big Korok dance with his maracas. So that end reward was completely worthless. But at that point, like finding them all became for me like this is my excuse to go explore the whole map. So
yeah, I kind of want to do as much as I can get everywhere. I want to see every piece of the land up and down. Puzzles, we'll see. You know, I do like doing the puzzles, but if I stay too long on one, I'm just gonna pass it and maybe come back to it later, kind of thing. I do want to get into story. Yeah. And we're gonna be striving to get to the story. We gotta develop our character. And I'm wondering one thing. How I know when people play the demo or when someone was playing it, they said that they had all the abilities early into the game. Or does Link have a lot of these things early? Because I mean, if you're taking off, continuing from Breath of the Wild right into Tears of the Kingdom, shouldn't you still have most of your little bit of everything? You have your Master Sword from the beginning, right?
I don't know how they're gonna do that because I've heard. I even watched a preview, so it looks like the puzzles. You can solve them in different ways, kind of more like Breath of They look more like traditional puzzles, but the one video was talking about. I tried to be careful what I watched, but one video was talking about this thing up in the sky where they kept trying to like use the powers to move this thing along, and things were just kind of like just too far apart. And at the end of it, they figured out you could just flip the whole thing around. This piece that if you're not standing on it, you can turn it around. And they made like just a straight walking path right to, and that's not necessarily like how you're supposed to solve the puzzle, but they're definitely bringing back like you can take the amount of time you want on the puzzles and do them kind of more your own way. But like, what were we talking about before? Sorry, I got kind of off on a tangent. We're talking. Oh, do you have all the power? Do you have all the power ups and from this towards the start? And will you have all the stuff?
Am I gonna have my ancient bike? Come on, man.
Yeah, like so. Here's the thing: do we even have the Sheikah Slate? Because it looked like Zelda has it in that scene when she falls. So is the hand thing giving you all new abilities, and the Sheikah Slate is gone, and is the Master Sword corrupted at the start of the game?
Right. Shit.
I've heard things about you start the game on the Sky Islands, not on the ground. And so are they going to do a thing like the Great Plateau again, where you're up there, you earn these abilities, then you can get down and go wherever you want? it's going to be interesting to see how they do it.
When
I feel
when
like
I
Charles
decided
they handle it. So, sorry.
when I decided to stop watching Zelda videos,
Yeah.
is when I saw that someone in the video said, and they showed it. There's 2 Temple of Times in there. There's at the bottom where it originally was, or in the Breath of the Wild, and there's one in the sky. So, so that's how I'm like, oh shit, I can't see no more. I'm getting excited. That's how I'm like, fuck, you know, it's like you get so
stop
into
watching.
it.
No more spoilers.
And I'm like,
I didn't know that.
aren't you thinking about that? Why is there 2 of them? So it's like time traveling going to occur in this, and
maybe
it's just beautiful how they entice us. And Zelda's always been some of the best ever games. You know, it's just period.
Time traveling has been a common thing in Zelda games, and so here's the thing: is Zelda Falls. I don't know if I said this the last time we were on, but I had this idea before the last trailer showed that she falls and then she dies, and you have to use that rewind ability to, like, at the end of the game rewind her back up to like before she died, kind of thing. But maybe they'll actually have her die, and then you have to time travel, and then you stop that from happening.
Isn't she trapped somewhere? Where she falls?
She's trapped somewhere too. That could be, like, who knows? All we see is she falls, and it clearly looks bad. But what happens from that?
Oh man, dude, for real. I think we're gonna be shocked, and I think we're gonna be like on a mission. Like, we got to do this. You know, we're gonna conquer. And, oh man, I think that weekend, just like as we're talking now, the only thing I got going on that weekend is just martial arts. Because I take my martial arts on Saturday mornings, but that Friday night, oh yeah, I'm gonna be on it from Friday for several hours. When I get back from martial arts Saturday, I'm playing all Saturday and the entire Sunday. Screw this, I'm gonna be on that. I'm just gonna have, you know, and I probably will have to, you know, because I'm addicted to working out at the gym, so I'm gonna go to the gym on Sunday. You know, I'll do my things, but just those times I gotta get out because you gotta walk because. It's not always good to sit down, cramped up on your knees, you know, playing the game, and you got to get up and you got to stretch, you got to do stuff like that. So just make sure you get some of those things, get those things done. Maybe we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I haven't like canceled any of the stuff I normally have for the weekend. So like I still have volunteering Friday night. I still have my kids on Saturday. I still go to church on Sunday. But when I'm not doing those things,
do those, of course.
Sorry.
No, good. Of course, you got to do those things. You got to do, you know, spend time with your kids and.
Yeah, but when I'm not doing those things, man, that game is going to be on that whole rest of the week. And I have the Friday and Monday off work, so that's gonna.
I did hear that through Obi-Wan Plays something about frame rates. There was an issue with Breath of the Wild or so. I'm not like it had a similar frame rate as Breath of the Wild that they did on the Tears of the Kingdom has. I don't give a shit about that stuff. I mean, it plays well. It's gonna be fine. I don't look for. Do I have to have it? There's got to be 30 over. It's gonna be 30, 60. But there is mentioning a real quick final thing before we head out.
Sure. Is
with the Switch 2, they keep talking about it. It's been so big that it's gonna be meant to play better on the upcoming Switch. I've been seeing so much about. Is it gonna be a new system? I'm watching too many videos on it, especially from Obi-Wan Plays and other YouTubers. Yeah. And it's just, I thought it was going to be maybe a new thing, but it looks like it's just going to be an actually vamped up Nintendo Switch, like finally, because you got the PS5 Pro coming out, and you have the Switch Pro, Switch 2, the counter. They're there to counter each other. And supposedly, people are almost 100% sure that it's supposed to be as powerful or more powerful than the Xbox Series X or S or whatever. It's going to be as close as power to the PS5. Not exactly, but it's going to be far more powerful than we can imagine. And if that's true, what do you think they're taking so long with Metroid Prime? I don't think Metroid Prime 4 can work on a original Switch, in my opinion. But because how massive
that's possible.
And games will run a lot better. And all those games they've been trying to come, you know, get over from PS4 or whatever, or you know, PS3, and will now play far more amazingly on this new Switch. Supposedly, it's the reason why they haven't said nothing yet, and people are getting all this and that, is because the mass production that's going on in China, those guys are shooting out, like things out to who are within the gaming community, who are working, producing these things, are shooting out photos or things like that, or specs, and people are getting it. People are, I don't know if you've seen anything about it. I'm convinced something's coming.
Okay.
I think Nintendo's waiting for this to roll over, Tears of the Kingdom, before they say anything. I mean, they're saying supposedly by June we'll know something. The announcement will come out. They got that big thing in Seattle in September, the big Nintendo Expo thing now that they got going on. So that's probably why they're making this a big year for it. But like I said, they're waiting for Mario Bros. Movie. The hype's already out. Tears of the Kingdom. It's coming out, so they can't just overshadow it. So they're just trying to wait for just it. So I mean, I know at first I was like, I don't know, is it real? But I'm feeling more convinced that it is coming, and it's gonna be a must for me because I would rather have the more powerful Switch, and to play these games more, because I know that, like I said, I've been so pissed off and a lot of times I download a game that are from another thing, and they just didn't play well on my Switch, and I don't want that issue no more. And I don't usually play handhold mode. I usually don't.
Yeah.
I'm always on the I've done it a few times. I've done it many times before, but I haven't done it recently. I just like playing on the dock more now. But yeah, to have a more powerful Switch would be amazing. So anyways.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Yeah. Well, and so like June might be a good time for them to announce something. E3's not happening, but was it Gamescom? I think there's some event, like gaming event, that Nintendo has been announced to be attending. They wouldn't go to E3 even before it was announced it was canceled. But whether it's Gamescom or something like that, they're confirmed to be attending. So they could announce something at that. They could even do their normal direct, like do a June direct.
They would be smart if they did. I mean, they got to somehow let us know what's happening. I mean, because if they did it in September, wouldn't that be too close to supposedly if they wanted to come out in the holidays?
I would think so. Yeah, if we didn't know about it before then, that would be fairly close. The only thing that has me skeptical is like I haven't seen anything from like IGN I don't check IGN regularly, but like I haven't seen anything.
I think those bigger people are not trying to throw too much out there because maybe they're not supposed to. I mean, if you're something big, you can't throw out those type of rumors right now. And
maybe
that's why a lot of big YouTubers are doing it. Huh?
Yeah. They used to though back in the day, like when the Switch was announced, there's like, there's this NX thing. There was like 500 different articles on IGN in a week. NX this, NX that. Oh, here's the first game announced for NX.
They're trying to be more professional now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. That could be.
But anyways, I think that it's happening. Either Nintendo's dated after a lot of watching videos and things like that, and Christmas, around the holiday, yes, or could it be coming out when the PlayStation 5 Pro comes out in the spring? Should it come out in the spring along with it? Because this, we'll see. But I think the holidays will be nice.
Yeah,
but
they got to have something going on, because even like if they don't have like what you're saying makes sense. Even if they don't have a system lined up, we don't know what they're doing after Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Like we don't know anything about what games are coming.
Right, they're not saying nothing, right? Is there no big news? Something's coming, something's happening, and I'm gonna make a prediction. It just popped in my head. We gotta go, but a prediction.
All right, yeah.
You think that they haven't said nothing in so long? Could Metroid Prime 4 be one of the games coming out with the new system?
Maybe, yeah. They've never launched with a Metroid. That would be interesting.
That would be nuts. Anyway, that's kind of far-fetched, but still, I'm just I told you so, Ryan. I told you. We'll see. Go on. I think it's exciting. We can go all night talk. I think if we got really excited with the Zelda and a lot of other conversations we had, but let's see. Thanks for those who in the comments who stopped by. Joel, Retro Styles. We had Zach. We had Frank.
Frank.
Let's see. Yeah, and thank you guys for stopping by.
Thank you.
This is a podcast this week. We should probably end up doing another one next week, anyways, because
Okay.
maybe same time. We'll see. Like I'm open. We'll see if you're still doing your things Fridays. We'll just continue on Saturday. But what the heck. So and is this what time is it now with you?
It is 10:24 here. Right now.
Okay. What time don't you see your kids on Saturdays? What time do you get?
I do. I pick them up. I'm supposed to pick them up for 10, and then I drop them off. I make sure we have dinner. We're done around 5 o'clock. We leave.
Try to make sure I don't get in the way of that.
So it's usually a 40-minute drive there and back. I always have to drive to pick them up and drop them off. Sometimes, like tonight, I get to drop them off at her parents. They're in town. When they're in, they also have vacation property in Florida. But when they're in town, I can drop them off here, so it's a quicker drive. But and normally 40 minutes there and back, so 80 minutes of driving. But I get to see my kids, so that's worth it.
It's always good. It's always good.
Yeah.
To see the kids. It's always worth it. Being a good dad is what I think I'm doing a lot. I'm doing better in terms of giving more time to what's more important. That's why the gaming stuff is not, it's really never important, or any of the fun things. It's the kids first, games later, and when you can play and things like that. Even if Luigi wants me to wear Mario outfit again, we went to Walmart wearing it. He went dressed as Luigi. We went to Walmart just like that. I'm like, man, ladies like, oh, you guys look so cute together. It's like, damn it, it's fun. It's what makes him happy. So if he's happy, I'm happy. So either way, but yeah, that's the podcast for today. This is the Chronoz Show, the Chronoz and Ryan Show, and let's close out and we'll see if we get to the outro song. All right, so let's head out. Thank you guys for joining. This is Chronoz and this is Ryan, and we'll see you guys all next time.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Yeah.
Thunder, 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 Thundercats! Ho!